Wah, wah. Right. I'm going to try and paint quick because Esmeralda's nearly got me dinner ready. Right, so I'm going to have some... That water's mucky as usual. I need to clean that. But not to worry. I'll paint some of that in there. Then I want some of this creamy colour sort of in there, about like that. And then I want some... I'll wash my brush now. I want some blue coming in. A bit of blue coming into there like that. A bit more water. Bit more water. I normally wet my page, don't I? I've not wet my page. Not to worry. I'm using enough water to keep that water. As long as you keep that water flowing, it'll be right. So that can come down there. So that's that. Looks pretty nice. I like that area there. Having said that, I'm going to have to splodge across there. I think I might have to splodge through there, even though I like sick. There into there. And then I'm going to pop in a bit of purple. Maybe into there like that. A bit into there perhaps. And then a little bit of brown, I think, just to make it a bit more interesting. And then a nice sort of Payne's grey bit in there, I think. Nice bit of Payne's grey in there. Oh, what's that looking like? Something like that. Don't know whether to do a bit of a dab in there. Shall I just try? Take a bit out with just my brush. Just to get a bit of a sort of cloudy look in there. Just a damp brush, and then I'm just trying to create a bit of a cloud in here. Then what I'm hoping, if this stuff what's coming off my brush now, I can plod back in at the bottom of this cloud. Make it look a bit cloudy. Maybe I'll put a bit of that cream colour in there. A bit of a cloud in there. Oh! See what that looks like. Does that look like a little cloud? I'm going to have to stop in a second because at some point your paper dries and then that's when you've got to stop. That looks like it comes up there like a bit of a cloud in there like that. That's a bit of a cloud in through there. And then I'll leave. That'll do me. Right then, now. No, I'll leave that. It's not right now. Right, now then. What do I want now? There's an hill that comes in through here. So I'll mix a purplish blue colour, I think. A bit brown. Tad of that black. What's that look like? Try a bit on a bit of paper. Looks nice. Put that in. It's sort of coming down there. I'll borrow a bit of that water from there. Look. It's good, isn't it? Look at that. Make a bit of water. And there, like that. Across there. Straight across. I'll make a bit of that one there. So that water. That's helping me a lot. Across there. Soften in. Down to a bit more water. Soften in a bit more. Oh, I might just fade that totally out at that. Looks nice, that. Does that look alright? I think so, yeah. Well, I'm asking myself questions. Right, I'm going to soften that with a bit of mist. A bit of mist coming on down here. So that's that look like that. That's giving me a bit of mist. Might have a bit sort of drifting through there and all like that. Bit of mist. There, nice. Right, now then. Look at my brush. It's that bit fell off. I only left for that bit, so I just stuck it back in. but I think it might be about cream cracker, to be fair. Right, this one closer, further away? I don't know, I was pretty and see what it looks like. So I get some colour on there then. Colour, whatever that colour is. Some of that in. I've got to be careful because my brush is definitely cream crackered out. I've got a spare somewhere. A bit of that blue in there, make it a bit more interesting. Into there, into there. Right, I'm going to go into water now. Soften this. I'm going to put some mist through here in a minute. I'll soften that like that. And I think what I'll do, come in with the same colour, plop a bit in there like that. Bring it in there like that. Some more water on my brush. So try and soften that one up ways like that. Say a bit more water on my brush. And soften this one down ways. Hopefully in the middle might get a bit where there's no there. If I do, that'll look nice. Right, I've totally cleaned my brush now. So with a bit of luck, I'll get a bit in the middle where it looks like there's a bit of cloud cutting through. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. If I get this, I can just dab through a little bit and soften them edges a bit, just in place. There we are, looks nice. And then what shall we do? Shall I a bit of brown coming into it? A bit of that brown, a bit more brown in there. Let me dab top of that. A bit stronger, so that's it. That's better. A bit more brown coming down here. A bit more blue in it, just to match in with that top bit. A bit purple, just to vary my colours. And then I'm just going to keep softening my white now. All my brush has fixed it, so look, there's no gap in it now. Might not need to crack open a new one. I've got a spare one, but I ain't busting into my new one until this one's proper ready for Freddy. So I think I'll just miss this totally down bottom there. Now I'm looking, I don't like that bit there. This bit, I think it needs to come out. Just does something to change it. It just look horrible. It's just coming. You know what? This bit here and all. Just take that out at that angle there like that. Just think that looks a little bit better, a bit more interesting. That'll do me. Bit of mist in bottom there. Missed it out. Right, now what I've done now, I'm going to light on this side and dark on this side. But what I'm going to do, there's more of a scraper. I'm going to scrape it out and use that. I've lost one of the scrapers. Perfect. Where's that? Right, so because I'm going to scrape out, I can't use thin paint. So I use a thin paint so the white in my paper shows through, and I want my light coming in that side, so I need some white in it. So what I've done, I've mixed up here some pale colours, so that's thick paint, but it's got designer's white. No, sorry, it's got what's it called? Chinese white in it. So I'm going to have a light side and a dark side with that Chinese white. So hopefully, because there's Chinese white in it, it's going to scrape. Not good, so I want a fairly dry brush so I can get these scrapes out. And I think I'll start. What shall I start with? Start with that one. So I've got quite thick paint. There. Bit of that. Actually, let me get a credit card and pull this paint to one place. It's all right. I should have done it in a pot. So that on there. Right, see what happens. Right then, so because it's a dry brush, if I get any bits of dry brush work like that, I'll leave that in and all. And I'm going to do some scraping, so it's a mixture of both. A big scrape down there. The scrape's in there. That's it, and then I'm going to use plenty of this sort of where it's leaving gaps like that. In fact, with this dry paint, I'm starting to ask myself, do I need to do that much scraping? Or can I just get away with that? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I don't need to do that much scraping. I think that's just gone in perfect. What I've done, because my brush is that dry, let me go in some just pure white now. Mixing some more white as I come down. Because my brush is that dry, I'm getting away with this. Snow looks looking brilliant. Now, let's get some dark bits in still. Nice for a bit of contrast. There's a few dark bits in there. Not much down at bottom. There we are, that'll do me. Now, do I need any scrapes? Let's say a little go. It's probably come in handy in places, but in general I'm not needing many scrapes. Right now, I'm coming dark on this other side now. I think what I'll do, I'll scrape all this paint together where I've just mixed on the lightest bits. There we are. That's it, get that onto the end of my brush. Just scraped it there. One credit card thing. Let's see what this looks like. So this is my lighter colours here. This. It does benefit to have that card handy, but also you don't 1,000,000% need it. Some more fat paint on. It's a really thick fat paint. Look at the state of that brush now. Probably going to benefit me. So a few nice big chunks in, and then get some scrapes in on them bigger chunks. Looks nice. Kind of the same up here. Get a few bigger chunks in, and a few scrapes. Yeah, I think combination between two looking pretty nice. This coming right from the top actually. So this is my dark side. This obviously my light's coming in that way. Same with that. Let's just see if I can just scrape that in and help it a bit. Right, now go into some more white as I'm coming down, just to soften it a bit more. See, little bits like there's a big block, so that's where I can get in and do a bit of scraping and that. Now then, that's pretty good. I think what I'm going to do is squeeze that. I've got to be careful squeezing this paint out now because my brush is dropping to bits. I think what I'm going to do now, get my brush as clean as I can in this filthy water, come in here, get on like that with that, into there, all into there like that, swirl it round. Oh, look at that, that's what I'm after, a misty effect, more clean water. Now it might damage my paper a bit, but I'm not too worried. Some of that scraping will damage it a bit as well, but don't worry, even into here look like that, nice misty effect. Come all the way down. Right. Get the cloth. Instead of using air dryer, you can dry it with that cloth. If that's not misty enough for you, you could stick some Chinese white, but then when you put your dark trees in, what I'm going to do in a minute, that will mix with your Chinese white and not look as good. Because this is still wet, when I put my trees in, the back ones will be softer, and as it gets drier, the front ones will be better. I'll put some trees in a minute. I'm not pleased with this. Not nice, right then. So, get what colours we got. I'll try and mop up some more of that colour what's on the palette here into it. That's it, and then a tad of that. So let's have a look at that. So really, I want back in here just to look like there's some distant trees just going up there a bit. There's some really, really distant trees. I'll bring that down a bit. Like that. And then maybe soften it in a little bit with a bit of water and that. Is this one dry? Then dry it. Soften it in. Right, same this side. Same colour, that colour will do. Try and keep them, although you're going up an hill, like that. Try to keep your trees going vertical. Because these trees, they're not going to grow on it. They're not going to grow. What would it be on a slant? You know what I mean? They're going to grow straight up. So I'll just keep reminding it. Yeah, some faint little trees walking their way up there. Now I'm going to have to dab the bottom to dry it. That's my next layer of paint not be dry enough. Right, so I'll get a bit more of that same colour. I'm going to dab it into a tiny bit of green now. Let's have a look, see what that looks like. Yeah, like that. What I've noticed down here, where I've dried it, it's where I've not dried it enough, sorry. I'm better off not drying it. I'm better off just fading it with my cloth, so my next layer comes in stronger. So see, I'm misting it like that. Look. And then my next one, more on my brush, some more green into it. This one should, if I go this side fast, into there like that, still going up these hills a bit, look, into there, fading out a bit as it comes down there. Soften some of that in, dab it to get the softening. Oh, I haven't done on this side yet. I don't know why I'm dabbing that side, I haven't done it yet. This side. There a bit. A bit. Soften it off. So probably what to do. Soft brush somewhere. It's disappeared. So I'll use this one to dab it with. More. It's a bit more green. Tad of black into this now. This is a stronger colour now, gradually getting stronger. Like that. See how that one looks stronger? And then I'm going to use that one just to soften it in a bit. dry paint on there. That's it. A bit on there. This bit's, oh, that's better. I needed some stronger trees on that bit now. That's it, and then try and just soften a bit in this bottom bit, like that, and then try and do a bit more. This is a little bit arm softening, a little bit like when you're oil painting, but you can soften it with water, but then you've got to keep drying, and it's a nuisance. So I may as well just use some dry paint. Right, I'm going to swap brushes now because I'm getting into some bigger trees now. Right, so I'm going to mix some dark green now. Right, swap brushes back into this one now. So see if I can get. Trouble is, because my brush is broke. That's not very good. See that bit hanging out? It's doing me head in. Let's stick it in like that. That's better. Yeah, what's that looking like? So took some of that up there. That's it. There we are, soften that off. I need to go quick because Esmeralda's doing my dinner. Dinner nearly ready. Can get microwave going. Good old Esmeralda. Yeah, pop in a few more just up here like this. This is supposed to be a few more background trees there, like that. Just the tops on them. And then come back in with these like this, just chisel line. Got to keep these trees looking like they're going straight up, you see. Yeah, see if we can soften that. Oh, why don't I use this brush? That's a good brush for softening. That's better than the other one. Oh, it's much better. Look at that. I don't know why I didn't pick this one up. Got softer bristles, so it's better for softening. Oh, that's a lot better. Right, get some thicker paint on there. Burnt umber, Payne's grey, and a filthy green, what were already filthy at the bottom of my palette. And on my next painting, I'm going to have even more filthy green left over from this one. Just look at that now, where that's all broke up. It's doing like double trees look. I like that. So what I'm moaning about it, but I'm not anymore. I'm moaning now. Stop moaning. So these are my next lot of pine trees. Soften them in. While it's quick wet, it'll pick up the thick bits and soften in the thick bits. Same again. I'll come down here a bit now. You just follow flow at painting. Let's get some darker paint on there. There we are. What time? Oh, 24 minutes. Cracking on. I wanted this to be a quick one. It's quite simple on this. It's not as hard as it looks. If you're able to, you'll probably think, yeah, not bad. As I'm coming down, I might just start sticking a bit of blue and purples back in. Shall I? Is that a bad idea? I don't know. So, and some more greens, some black. Mix that in with it. That's it, and then just some Payne's grey, I think, just to nice thick burnt umber. Chisel my end as I'm putting my brush in. I'm chiseling my end. A bit more of that blue. A bit more of that green. Some old burnt umber. Green. Soften that in. Soften it in some more. Get some purple. Bit of purple on my brush and soften it with that. Tiny bit of water. What's this? Query a bit of that in. A bit of purple, a bit of green in there. Just to soften it all in. Dum 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 dum. Might leave some of them little white bits highlighting it. Looks like a bit of highlight. Lump of purple there. I'll use that to bash in. There we are. So that's that. I could. Shall I, shan't I? Let's go for it. Stick a little one in there on its top. A little close-up one. So Payne's grey, black, and a bit of purple, tiny bit of blue. Sharpen this brush, right, come up here, or shall I have it there? I don't want to block all this. Oh, I need that wetter. I need it wetter to get a more chiseled point. Let's just see. That's right. I don't want to cover up everything what I've done. So that's enough. Right, coming to green now with all that colour. There's a lot of Payne's grey, a lot of burnt umber. The Payne's grey not kill the green as much, but the burnt umber will kill the green out a little bit. So if you want it green and dark, go Payne's grey and green. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Payne's grey and green. So, nice line down here. A little bit more water on the bush. I've got more water on one side than the other. So let's stick that in there. This is going right out bottom of the page. So. More green in the middle there. That'll do, I think. Got a little. Just fill that line in a bit there. A bit better. Thick it up. Tiny bit there. That'll do me. That just looks like a better close up, and I think. Shall I go one more? Or shall I leave it? No, one more there. Small one. There I'm going. I'm pretty sure Esmeralda's eating a dinner. I want mine. I want me din-dins. And I'm supposed to be going taking her out in a bit and all. There we are. So let's go just dead quick now, because food and going out, I'm going to get in trouble. No, I am. So, there we are. That's just a little twiggly one there. It's a bit further back, that one. Right, that's going to do me, because I'll be here all day. So, look, where's my little bod brush? It's there. Yeah, looks alright, doesn't it? Right. Get some. Best put Peter and Paul in, Anna. They're out looking for worms out in wilderness. Peter, and there's Paul, he's further back. And then we'll get a pop it there, a boy, and a day for Bertie D. That's it, I'm done. I can't believe it took A5, I thought it would be quicker than that. There you are, let's push that down a bit so you can you see that? There. There. Let me go and stand back at room there, look. Yeah, it's not bad, it's a bit of a simple one, but it's alright, that is. Right, I'm going to get me din-dins. Wah-wah, as they do, bitch.